One thing you must take note of in Tanzania is that the road rules are different. White line doesn't mean anything in the road. If you drive behind the truck, if it has got its right turn indicator on, you are not allowed to overtake it. If it is clear in front, it will put its left turn indicator on, and you know that the road ahead is clear and you can overtake. They also expect you to use the same system. If there's a vehicle behind you, if it's clear in front, put your left indicator on, and if there is something approaching from the front, put your right indicator on. The other rule is, if you see broken branches in the road or a spare tire lying in the road, you must know that there is a breakdown ahead. There's probably a truck that's broken down ahead of you, and you must take note of that and reduce your speed or do whatever you have to do to avoid it. So if it happens to you that your car breaks down and you can't pull off the road, get some branches and put it in the road behind you so that the people that are coming from behind can stop in time.
Morongoro 515 van Old Farmhouse af weg. Dit 'n bietjie dom was want toe het ons nou in die donker gery.
Khoisan-speaking people were active in this area between 3000 and 4000 before Christ. They are believed to have been hunter-gatherer communities. Tribal wars was common, and it was the main reason for tribes in Africa to move from Central and West Africa to East Africa from about 2000 before Christ. Contact with the outside world happened about 1000 years before Christ, when merchants from the Persian Gulf and West India started trading with East Africa. Arabian traders from North Africa followed and also visited East Africa to trade. mostly looking for ivory. Sultans established them at Zanzibar and as far south as Kilwa Kasewana. The town of Kilwa was from 1200 to 1500 was perhaps the wealthiest and most powerful in this region. Swahili, now Tanzania's national language, is a member of the Bantu language family that spread from the northern Kenya coast well before significant Arab presence was felt in the region. In 1498, Vasco da Gama rounded the Cape and sailed up the east coast of Africa. He stopped at every village and started trading with them. This was nothing new to them. For hundreds of years the Arabs have been doing this. He stayed for 32 days at the African Great Lakes coast. In 1505, the Portuguese captured the island of Zanzibar. Portuguese control lasted until the early 18th century, when Arabs from Oman established a foothold in the region. In 1840, Omani Sultan Syed Said claimed the coastal strip of 16 kilometers in width. During this time, Zanzibar became the center for the Indian Ocean slave trade. The slave trade was ended in 1876. Tanganyika comprised a much larger area. The Sultans occupied Zanzibar and a 16-kilometer wide strip along the coast. Germany indicated that it wanted to claim the area on the east coast as a protectorate. They taught the locals to cultivate the land and plant sisal, cotton, cocoa and coffee. They also introduced schools with a very high standard. The islands Zanzibar and Pemba became the main producer of spices and produced 90% of the world's cloves. After the First World War, the German East African Protectorate was given by the United Nations to Britain, the Rwanda-Urundi area to Belgium, and the southern area to Portugal. Britain changed the name of their area to Tanganyika. In 1954, Julius Nyerere formed the TANU Party. They won the 1958 elections and he became the chief minister. Tanganyika got self-government in May 1961 and got independence on the 9th of December in 1961. A year later they became a republic and the name was changed to Tanzania. Tan comes from Tanganyika and Zan from Zanzibar. In 1964, Tanganyika united with Zanzibar to form the United Republic of Tanzania. There are 120 tribes in Tanzania, administratively divided into 31 regions. The official languages are Kiswahili and English. No recognition is given to ethnic groups. They are one nation. Children at primary level are taught in Swahili and from secondary level in English. The language used in Parliament is Swahili. Tanzania has 33 islands and 5 islands in Lake Victoria. Tanzania is 77.7% of the size of South Africa and has a population of 54 million, and South Africa a population of 66.6 million. Tanzania is bigger than Kenya and Uganda combined. It is 3.9 times the size of Britain, 1.4 times the size of Texas. The average altitude is above 1,000 meters. Kilimanjaro is 5,895 meters or 19,341 feet high. The short rains fall in October to December and the long rains in March to May. The highest rainfall is in March, April and May. It is an insult to use your left hand to pass or receive something or when shaking hands. If you eat with your fingers, it is also customary to use the right hand only. It is offensive for women to expose their knees or shoulders. It is customary to tip your guide at the end of a safari as well as a cook or porter. A fee of $5 to $10 per day is a benchmark. Bargaining when you hire a taxi, a guide, or buying curios are accepted. Also in fruit and vegetable markets and stores, bargaining is the norm. Prices for market produce, hotels, restaurants and shops are generally fixed. A little bit of medical advice. Malaria is most prolific at lower altitudes and near water in the rainy season. There are two types of mosquito. One is active after sunset and the other one during the day. Wear long pants and apply tablet lotion, not aerosol, to unprotected body parts. Sleep under mosquito net and get Coartem tablets. I spell it C-O-A-R-T-E-M. C-O-A-R-T-E-M. Tablets to take when you show symptoms. The mosquitoes that bite you during the day can give you dengue fever, complete rest and paracetamol treatment and a lot of fluids usually will pull you through. Diarrhea, 4-finger scoop of sugar with a 3-finger pinch of salt in 500 milliliters of water. Take after every bowel movement. Drink a lot of fluids. If you pass blood or slime, you need antibiotics. Tsetse flies are prevalent and they are attracted by blue. So don't drive in a blue car or wear blue clothing.
Sit by klaar brandstof in gegooi en ons soek nou net 'n winkeltjie om brood by te gaan koop.
Tafadhali ukimwi, akili malaria inaua kuliko ukimwi. Leo ununue vyandarua mashilingi 5,000.
That'll be payment tafadhali. Pakistan rapport iwe.
Okay, ons gaan draai. Julle gaan sien.
Ek dink is daai pad. Dis 'n hele sport. Het ek sê baie, hy's reg. Dis daai pad. Ja, dis daai.
Ja.
Okay. Net is daar. Dis helemaal. Ja. Ja, weer praat met haar. Dit is die pad waar ons kom. reg oor. Daar is. Dis agter my. My klous is 'n neetie agter. Daar as jy uitkom daar so, dan kyk jy op die hoek, is daar so 'n klomp rooi stoele op die hoek. Daar moet jy skerp links draai. Lodge en camping site bo op 'n berg naby Momba. Ons het 3 ure gevat om die berg op te kom. Pad is baie sleg. Dit is baie mooi. Laasnag het ons in een van hierdie kamertjies geslaap in die lodge. Daar is die hoofgebou waar die eetkamers, sitkamers en kroeg kantore is. Seker ook kamers, dit lyk maar baie groot gebou.
Maar jij zal ook een keer van je ook meer
Dat zal wel zeker worden. Weet je hoeveel jij?
en dat net eerst
Ja,
los.
is het omgekeerde joh?
Nog?
Ja, is genoeg.
Wil je yoghurt in?
Alsjeblieft.
They are a proud nation and they are not scared to work. They use every opportunity to generate income. We haven't seen any beggars in the streets. Arusha is one of the main centers. There are only two cities that have got offices of the Parks Board of Tanzania. One is in Dar es Salaam and the other one is in Arusha. If you take the main road to the west, when you leave the town, almost at the end of the town, you'll find ShopRite on your left, and on your right at the end of the town, you'll find the offices of the Parks Board. They are very friendly and helpful.
artist?
I am an artist. I'm doing this picture.
Very nice.
Yes. I try to support the artist.
This is the artist.
Yes.
Your name is?
My name is Charles.
Charles.
Yes.
Nice. Nice monkey.
It is 10 million shillings. $50.